I was in college when I picked up a copy of Alfred Kinsey's Sexual Behavior in the Human Male. I just kind of flipped through it. But then my attention was caught by a table having to do with orgasms among children. Okay. The table listed all these supposed youngsters, 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, infants who had orgasms, and they were timed down to the second. What in the world happened there, I wondered? Did a bunch of scientists in had white coats stand around with stopwatches in hand and watch children masturbate? How in the world did Alfred Kinsey get these figures? Okay, now it turned out that he enlisted the help of, I think his name was Rex King, a man he called Mr. Green, who was a man who had been sexually abused as a child, and he went on to become an abuser. Okay, that's the history of a lot of child molesters. Okay, he had sex with his grandmother, I believe it was, and then he sexually abused children, and he kept these records of his sexual abuse of children, which he gave to Dr. Kinsey. Now, it has been said that Dr. Kinsey worshiped data, period. But the thing about that is, Kinsey did not take those records and call up the police about them and say, you've got to arrest this guy. Nor did he, and by doing that, he would have also informed the parents. Now, Kinsey was supposed to dispel ignorance. He kept the cops in ignorance of a serial child abuser. He kept the parents of abused children in ignorance that their children had been abused. Okay, so you don't have to be a social conservative, which I am not, or a prude, or even care about private morality, private sexual behavior, to recognize that this was grotesque. Alfred Kinsey was in effect an accomplice to the sexual abuse of children, because he didn't tell the cops what he knew. He didn't hand over those records, which he could have and should have, to the cops. And so I think people should have noticed that then. And what they should have done was the police should have demanded to know, how did these records get made? And, gotten a court order for Alfred Kinsey to give his source, so that this man, and I believe there was another man as well who some sort of Nazi war criminal who was also a child molester, who contributed to some of this data. Okay, and he didn't do his duty as a citizen in pursuit of data, but the data was itself misleading. How in the world would you know that these were orgasms? It could have been children screaming and crying because they were in pain. You just don't know. Anyway, I hope you like hearing that. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you tell other people about me. And I hope I can grow my social media presence. Okay? Help.